Hello, Yankees Nation. Welcome back to your go-to channel, New York Yankees News Network. Today, we've got some absolutely jam-packed updates about our Bronx Bombers, and trust me, you won't want to miss a single second of what just surfaced a few hours ago. From jaw-dropping Subway Series action to big-time injury news, and even a surprise stadium cameo by an NFL superstar, we've got it all lined up. So if you're a die-hard fan of the Pinstripes, this video is your next must-watch. And hey, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and tap that bell icon so you stay looped in with everything Yankees every day. Let's dive right in. Update 1. Cody Bellinger unleashes Bronx Bombers blitz and Subway showdown. Sunday night baseball under the bright lights of Yankee Stadium felt like October came early as the Bronx Bombers took center stage in the Subway Series finale. And oh boy, did Cody Bellinger deliver fireworks that'll echo across the 5 boroughs for days? In what could only be described as an electrifying crescendo to an already thrilling New York sports weekend, the Yankees put on a clinic, blowing out the Mets by a score of 8-2. The game was tight early on, but Bellinger's grand slam in the 8th inning cracked the scoreboard wide open and sent Yankee Stadium into full-blown celebration mode. Let's rewind to how it all started. Max Fried, the Yankees' cerebral southpaw and current Major League earned run average leader, opened the game like a maestro. He sat down Francisco Lindor, Juan Soto, and Pete Alonso in order. 3 quick pop-ups that told everyone he meant business. While Fried didn't keep his earned run average spotless, it ticked up slightly to 1.29. He once again proved why he's the ace Yankees fans have been praying for. Cody Bellinger was locked in from the first pitch. In the very first inning, he smoked a double that ricocheted off Pete Alonso's glove, sending Paul Goldschmidt and Aaron Judge home and putting the Yankees up by 2 runs right out of the gate. Judge, by the way, shook off a hitless night on Saturday to get right back in rhythm, and Bellinger, 13 straight games reaching base. Now that's how you set the tone in May. But this game was far from a simple walk in the park. The Mets clawed back, tying it up 2-2 by the 5th inning, capitalizing on a wild pitch by Fried that allowed Jeff McNeil to score. The tension was thick. Every pitch felt like a playoff moment. Then came the 8th inning, with the game still hanging in the balance and Yankees fans on the edge of their seats. Young Jason Dominguez led off with a patient walk. Austin Wells smashed a double to put runners in scoring position, and Jorbit Vivas, despite being down in the count, battled hard. What followed was a costly throwing error by Pete Alonso that allowed Dominguez to score. The Yankees took a 3-2 lead, and they weren't done yet. Enter Bellinger. 2 outs, bases loaded. Boom! A rocket to right field. A grand slam that left no doubt. He turned Yankee Stadium into a madhouse, and more importantly, he sent a message. The Yankees are here, they're stacked, and they're not afraid to put you away late in games. Even ESPN's David Cohn, calling the game from the booth, couldn't hide his excitement. You could almost hear his voice crack as he described the ball flying off Bellinger's bat. That was not just a win, that was a statement. And just when you thought the night couldn't get any more New York, Yankees and Mets fans united in a rare moment of applause together for none other than Knicks superstar Karl Anthony Towns. The Knicks big man, riding high after helping lead the team past the Boston Celtics and into the Eastern Conference Finals, made a surprise appearance at Yankee Stadium, and fans on both sides of the Subway Series stood and applauded. Wearing a hilariously bold Knicks meme shirt, Towns got a standing ovation as he appeared on the stadium jumbotron. For that moment, Yankees and Mets fans dropped their rivalries and stood united as New Yorkers. The Bronx crowd, normally split when these 2 baseball titans collide, roared in approval. The Knicks' resurgence has brought a whole new energy to the city, and Towns, averaging 19.8 points and 11.3 rebounds per game this postseason, is at the heart of it. That he chose to spend his off day watching the Yankees with thousands of New Yorkers tells you just how intertwined this city's sports culture really is. As Bellinger rounded the bases and towns soaked in the spotlight, it felt like New York sports were peaking. Knicks, Yankees, electric crowds, big-time moments. This city lives for these vibes. The Yankees now sit 5 games ahead of Boston in the American League East, with a 27-19 record. And with the Rangers series up next, the Bronx Bombers are looking to keep the momentum roaring. This wasn't just a win, it was a night to remember. From Fried's masterclass to Bellinger's grand slam to Towns uniting the crowd, this was New York magic at its finest. Update 2. Russell Wilson's surprise Bronx visit ignites Yankees faithful, sparks cross-sport brotherhood. In a weekend already overflowing with sports glory for the city of New York, the Bronx got an unexpected jolt of star power from the gridiron. That's right, Russell Wilson, Super Bowl champion and newly minted quarterback of the New York Giants, made a heartwarming and nostalgic return to Yankee Stadium, and in doing so, reignited a cross-sport brotherhood that only New York could deliver. Yes, Yankees fans, that Russell Wilson. Long before he was dodging defensive ends in the National Football League, Wilson had dreams of taking the field in pinstripes. He was drafted by the Colorado Rockies in 2010 and even played nearly 100 games in the minor leagues. But in 2018, that dream came closer to reality when the Yankees acquired his rights and brought him into spring training. There, he shared the locker room and a genuine friendship with none other than Aaron Judge. Fast forward to now, Sunday night, the Subway Series, the stadium packed to the brim, and in walks Russell Wilson, not just as a fan, but as family. Joined by his superstar wife Ciara and their kids, Wilson didn't just blend into the crowd, he embraced the Yankee legacy. During batting practice, he shared hugs and smiles with familiar faces, Judge, Anthony Volpe, and more. And for his son, Future, who turned 11 the next day, this night was more than just a game, it was a dream come true. After all, his little league team back home in San Diego, the Yankees, of course. This was his birthday gift, Wilson told reporters. He said all he wanted was to come see the Yankees. And after winning their championship, this was the perfect reward. But Wilson's presence wasn't just about nostalgia. It was a statement, a nod to New York's unmatched sports culture, where legends support legends and teams uplift each other. He's been a staple at Madison Square Garden throughout the Knicks' playoff run, rubbing shoulders with Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and Karl Anthony Towns. And now, by stepping into Yankee Stadium and reconnecting with Judge, he showed he's ready to become more than a quarterback. He's aiming to be a true New York sports icon. Being around this culture with these great athletes, especially Judge, who I've been close with, it's always an honor, Wilson said. I've been a Yankees fan since I was a kid, watching guys like Derek Jeter. Those traditions, they matter. And Yankees Nation noticed. From the dugout to the stands, Wilson got daps, photos, and a wave of Bronx love. Not every celebrity visit feels authentic. This one did. The Giants may be looking to bounce back from a 3-win season, but if Wilson brings half the energy and passion he showed Sunday night, Giants fans might just find themselves believing again. The team has also added veteran quarterback Jameis Winston and made waves at the draft by selecting Jackson Dart in the first round. But make no mistake, Wilson is QB1 and he's soaking up every bit of that New York energy. As Yankee fans, we know what it means to grind, to rebound, to fight under the spotlight. And when Wilson said, "It's been a lot of fun just feeling like we're part of New York now," it resonated. Because here, it's more than just the sport. It's the brotherhood, the legacy, the pinstripes, and the pride. Whether it's Judge hitting bombs or Wilson tossing dimes this fall, one thing's for sure, New York's athletes are feeding off each other. And this kind of mutual respect, it's championship DNA. So from spring training memories to birthday dreams come true, Russell Wilson's return to Yankee Stadium was more than just a photo op. It was a reminder. Once a Yankee, always a Yankee, and now maybe a Giant with the soul of a Bomber. Update 3. Heartbreak in the Bronx. Oswaldo Cabrera's season in doubt after devastating injury. Just when the Yankees seem to be building the kind of momentum that ignites October dreams, tragedy struck the infield in a gut-wrenching moment that has shaken the entire clubhouse. Oswaldo Cabrera, one of the most energetic and versatile pieces of the Yankees roster, has undergone surgery for a fractured ankle. An injury that, according to manager Aaron Boone, makes it probably unlikely that he'll return to the field in the 2025 season. The moment that caused it was pure agony to watch. It happened during a seemingly routine sac fly play against the Mariners. Cabrera rounded third with determination, but twisted his ankle brutally while charging home. What should have been a proud moment of hustle turned into one of the most somber scenes of the season. Cabrera lay on the field in visible pain, and the crowd at Yankee Stadium fell silent as a stretcher was brought out to carry him away. He was rushed to a local hospital, and within 24 hours the diagnosis was in a fractured ankle with additional ligament damage. The surgery was more complex than initially expected, but by all accounts, it was successful. In a heartfelt Instagram post, Cabrera opened up about his mental battle after the injury. His words were raw and powerful. After such a sad night for me, having so many negative thoughts, I didn't have hundreds. I had thousands of messages from my family, friends, fans, agents, coaches, teammates. I simply had messages from everyone. I dropped the phone and smiled. The first thing I said was, "God, how blessed I am." That post hit home. Yankees fans across the globe rallied behind him. Twitter was flooded with hashtag Pray for Cabrera, and his teammates were visibly emotional the following day. But the reality is clear. His absence leaves a major hole in the Yankees' infield, especially at a time when depth is being tested across the board. With Jazz Chisholm Jr. already sidelined with an oblique strain and the young backup option struggling offensively, the infield is suddenly looking thin. Anthony Volpe and Paul Goldschmidt are locked in at shortstop and first base, but second and third, that's now a scramble. Veteran DJ LeMahieu, who just returned from the injured list, now finds himself thrust into a much heavier role than expected. His versatility will be critical, especially if he can hold up physically through daily reps. LeMahieu, even at 35 years old, showed strong signs during his rehab assignment, and he'll now be relied on to anchor the infield alongside Volpe and Goldie. As for the rest of the depth chart, Jorbit Vivas, Pablo Reyes, and Oswald Peraza are each vying for time, but none have hit consistently. Vivas is batting under 160. Reyes, below 180. Peraza, while slightly better, still hovers around the Mendoza line. And at AAA, there's not much comfort either. Braden Shoemake is hitting under 200, and Max Burt, at 28 years old, is unproven with limited games played. Which raises the inevitable question, will Brian Cashman explore external options? The calendar may make high-impact trades difficult right now, but one thing is for certain, the Yankees cannot afford to let this infield situation derail their season. Oswaldo Cabrera may not be stepping onto the field again this year, but he'll remain in the dugout, the clubhouse, and the hearts of Yankees Nation. His fight, his humility, and his gratitude, even in pain, represent everything we love about this team. So as we move forward into the heart of the season, let's do it for Cabby, the kid who gave us everything every time he stepped on the field. And that's a wrap for today's New York Yankees News Network update. A night of heroes, heartbreak, and unity across all corners of New York sports. From Cody Bellinger's blast to Russell Wilson's Bronx salute to the emotional story of Oswaldo Cabrera. This is what it means to be part of Yankees Nation. If you felt that emotion, if you were yelling at your screen or just nodding along, you're one of us. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because every single day we bring you the most passionate, up-to-date coverage of your Bronx Bombers. We're more than a team. We're a family. Until next time, stay proud, stay loud, and as always, let's go Yankees.